Good afternoon, Shubh. How are you? Hello, Shubh. Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning. Okay. So let's start with the session, Shubh. You are the first one to join. I was about to declare the session that since no one is there, I'm declaring the session. It's okay. No, good. Since you are here, let's start with the session. So in today's session, Shubh, we are going to discuss about regular expression. So regular expression, it's something which the basic concept you must have studied during your previous semesters. In which subject you have studied this regular expression, discrete structure? Yes, regular expression. In which subject you have studied this? Discrete structure or something like that? So basically, regular expressions are used for pattern matching. So this pattern matching can be used for searching, it can be used for finding and everything. For example, let's say you have some images with the name as let's say you went to Junagadh. So let's say Junagadh underscore one dot JPG, and you have served images something like this, two, three, four, something like that, two, three, four, something, and then after that time, let's say you visited, let's say Vadodara. So you have images like Vadodara one dot JPG, Vadodara 2.jpg, 3.jpg, something like that. And now what you need to do, you want to identify the images which are belonging to only Junagadh. So which are of Junagadh. So these are the photos which you have clicked when you was in Junagadh, something like that. So at that time, what you need to do, one simple manual way is what? You can simply go through all the files and check which are for Junagadh, which are of Vadodara, something like that. It takes a long time, but you can solve this problem with the help of regular expression where you can match the pattern. So the pattern here that you are looking for is something like this: Junagadh underscore star dot jpg. So if a file name is something like this, Junagadh underscore star dot jpg, then that file name is something which I am looking for. So the star means what? Anything. So anything is okay at this position, but it should begin with Junagadh, it should end with dot JPG. And the simplest search that you have tried for is something like this: search star dot JPG or star dot PPT or something like that. You must have searched something like this, no? So whenever you want to look for a particular file in your system, so what you will do? You will simply look for what? Star.jpg, star.ppt and all. So how many of you have already tried this thing? Star.jpg or star.ppt? Can you please tell me? So means what, you have already used regular expression, but you just don't know that this is called as regular expression or this is just a use of regular expression. Anyone tried such things in your windows? Simply you look for it. Even for searching also, na, in Word also you try, na? You will press Control F and look for Ajay. So at that time, what you are doing, you are actually looking for the exact match Ajay. So if I am searching for, let's say only Ajay, now I am looking for exact match. This is what exact match. And star dot means what? Anything which ends with JPG and at the beginning anything is okay. And star means what? Zero or more occurrences. Am I right? So something like that. So to find this thing, we can use regular expression. So regular expression using in Python is simple. We need to import the library. That library simply I can call it as import RE. RE stands for what? Regular expression. Import RE. RE stands for what? Regular expression. And now what we need to do? Now I need to find what a particular look let's say particular thing is present in my string or not. Let's say my string is I am. Let's say I am happy. So what I need to look? I want to look for A. I want to look for what? A. So I can simply write X is, or let's say I can simply write RE dot regular expression dot find all. So find all the occurrences of what? A in. Okay, can I use str? Okay, I'll call it a string only. String. And the return value I'm storing it in some x, and let's print x. So it is saying that okay, yes, you can find x. How many times you have found x? 2 times, because it has written a twice. Because it has written a how many times? Twice. So let's say I'm looking for m. Sorry, x is there. I'm looking for m, and if I'll run it, it will return am, because am is there only once. Let's say I'm looking for a Raman. What it will return? None. So we can use find all to find all the occurrences. Okay, we can use find all to find all the occurrences in a string. So A appeared twice, it will return 2 times. M, it's only 1 time. And if it is a Raman, it is 0 times. So find all, it is used to find all the occurrences of a particular letter, pattern, or whatsoever it is. So now let's say instead of find all, can I write only find? Instead of find all, can I write only find? No, it does not have such a function. So find all is a function which will return all the occurrences. So can I write something called as a star? So it is A followed by star. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. And why 11? How many characters are there in the string check? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I right? Up to last character. So let's print the length of string. So it's 10 now. And length of x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So after printing the length of a string, I am printing the length of x also. So length of x is 11, whereas length of string is 10. So here when I write a star means what? Star. 0 or more occurrences of a. No? If I wrote a star, it means what? 0 or more occurrences of a. So while writing regular expressions, we should be very careful. Okay. Plus, any query till this point? Okay, I'm pasting these codes for your reference in a chat section. Take a minute and try these codes on your own. If you have any query, feel free to ask. Take a minute, try this code on your own. If you have any query, please feel free to ask. Any doubt, guys? Anyone? No? Okay. So let's try this thing. Let's say I have a string, I am happy. And here instead of A, I am going with cap A. It means what? This string, is it beginning with A? No, it is not beginning with A. Cap I. Yes. This string begins with I. So I can check whether the particular string begins with I or not. So let's say what I'm doing right now is something like this. Let's say for, no, not for, ARR is equal to string dot split. So I'm splitting this string on a blank space. Now let's say if I'll print ARR. So the ARR is I, am, and happy. There are 3 words. So now, can I look for this in ARR array directly? No. So, but now let's say I'm going for something like this, for A in ARR, and I'm checking that find all A, whether a particular word begins with ARR or not, and that word we have in A. So it is saying empty A. So now I can make it, I can modify the code to make more sense. Here I will check if length of X, if it is greater than 0, in that case I can say that the word begins with A. In that case I can say that word begins with A dot format, and here I am passing that word. So here word M begins with A. So here again I can go for double quotes. Word M begins with A, and other words they are not beginning with A. So simple thing. I just want to identify in this string how many words are beginning with A. In this string, how many words are beginning with A. So here, and just I want to check that it should begin with A. I'm going for what? Cap A. But instead of beginning with A, let's say if I want to identify how many words contains A. How many words contains A? Then I can replace this cap A by A. And then it will be something like this. Word contains A. So here, M is a word which contains A. Happy is a word which contains A. So here, now we are talking about proper regular expression. It's like the word we are looking for, or we are checking whether word begins with A. So cap A. Containing A, I am writing only what? Find all A. So the way we can look for a beginning with A or ending with A. So can we look for ending with A? It's like it's a beginning with A, na? So any doubt, class, till this point in these 2 codes? That what I am doing, I am simply looking for what? Length of X. If find all function will find any word which begins with A, it will return that word. It will return that occurrence in a X, and in that case, length of this list will be greater than 0, and I am printing it. If it is not there, what I am doing, the length of X is not, in that case, what? Length of X will be 0, and we are not printing that word. It's a simple logic. Okay, guys, now take a minute. Try these 2 simple codes on your own. You can simply copy paste it and do some modifications according to your requirement for better understanding. And if you have any query, please feel free to ask. Okay, any query guys? No? Okay, so let's go for, if I want to check whether any particular string which contains a word which is ending with something. So this is beginning with, this is containing a. Now let's go for ending with a. Or okay, we don't have any word which ends with a. Let's say ends with y. So if I write $y, what I'm writing? $y. The word ends with y. Will it work fine? I am happy. Okay. Fine. $y. It's not working properly. What's the reason? Oh, ends with y dollar. So the word happy ends with y. So at the rate, we are using caret symbol to identify whether the word is beginning with a. Without anything means what? Whether it should, whether it is containing a or not. And this is for what? Dollar. Just to check whether the word ends with y or not. So beginning with, containing, and ends with. So these are three ways if you want to make look for what? A search. So other than this caret, dollar, we can use star or plus. Let's say I want to check whether the particular word contains 2p or not. Whether a particular word contains 2p's or not. So how can I check whether a particular word contains 2p or not? So that is also one way of looking that two consecutive p, it contains two occurrences of p or not. So I can write here p opening curly bracket, two curly bracket. So now here I can say it contains two occurrences of p. Now what's wrong in the code? It's not pp, it should be p only. It became two occurrences of pp, means there should be four p's. No, here now I can say the word happy contains two occurrences of p. So now whether it should be two occurrences of p, whether this should be consecutive p or non-consecutive p is also okay. So I am writing PAP. So when it says it should contain two occurrences of p's and those two p's must be consecutive. For example, here let's say I'm writing PP. The word PP contains two occurrences of P, and here it said two continuous occurrences of P. Am I right? Two continuous or two consecutive occurrences of P. So beginning with, ending with, containing, and containing multiple occurrences of a particular character or a particular characters, where these two characters must appear in a proper sequence. Okay, any query or any doubt? Anyone? No? Then let's say I need to identify whether a particular word contains numbers or not. For example, let's say I'm writing name is equal to Ajay, and here I want to check whether it contains numbers or not, whether it contains numbers or not. So can I write something like this? Let's say x is equal to re dot find all, and here I'm writing 0 to 9 in name, and let's say print x and terminate. How can I do this? I forgot to close the bracket. It says there is no occurrence of 0 to 9, and now here I'm writing Ajay 1 to 3. There is 1, 2, and 3. So here I can tell that in a particular string name is there. Here I can tell that in a particular string name is there. So can anyone tell me where can I use this? So class, okay. Now tell me where can I use this thing? This function where here it's a small 2-line code where I'm identifying whether a particular character or whether a particular string it contains one or more occurrences of a number or not. So where can I use it? Anyone? Let's say I can use it for what? Let's say I'm taking some input from user, and in that user I'm asking a user to enter the name. But I know that name should not contain numbers. Am I right? Or it should not contain any special characters. So I want user name only with characters A to Z. I don't want numbers, or I don't want numbers in the name. So can I look for this thing? Yes. So now I can modify this code like this. Here I can simply check if length of x, if it is greater than 0, then I can simply print a error message that name should not contain numbers. So here I can simply, okay, name should not contain numbers, and comma invalid characters are dot format, and here I'm passing x. Uh, did I miss something? No. I hope it is right. Yes. Name should not contain numbers. Invalid characters are 1, 2, and 3. These are the invalid characters which should not appear in the name string. And okay, now these sample codes are in your chat section. Similarly, I can use it to check for what? Special characters or any other thing. Similarly, let's say I can try this code. Okay. Okay guys, now this code is in your chat section. Now take a minute to try this thing on your own, and take one more minute to develop a code where you want a password should contain at least one uppercase letter, at least one lowercase letter, and at least one number. So it should contain at least one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, and one number. These two things are mandatory. If it is not there, then your string should be rejected. Okay. So simple. It's not a big deal. Take a minute, try this code on your own, and if it is done, then please post that code in the chat section. Okay, guys, anyone done it? Okay, no. Okay, then check this thing. Let's say password pwd, and password is, let's say, Ajay123. Now it's a valid password. It contains one uppercase letter, one lowercase, many lowercase letters, and a number also. So here can I write something like this? X1 is equal to re dot find all capital A to capital Z. See, I'm not saying this is the best way. There are other ways also, and we will see those ways shortly. Don't worry. Then x2 is equal to ra dot find all small a to small z in password, and x3 is equal to ra dot find all 0 to 9 in password. Now can I change something like this? If there is uppercase, at least one uppercase letter, then the length of x1, then what? Length of x1, it will be greater than 0, and if there is at least one lowercase letter, then length of x2 will be greater than 0, and if there is at least one number, then length of x3 will be greater than 0, and in that case I'll print that okay, password accepted. Else we need to tell the user no, that what is missing. Else if length of x1, if length of x1 is 0, in that case we will print what? Uppercase letter must be used in password. Okay, instead of else if, I'll simplify the code. If length of x1 is 0 means what? Uppercase letter is not used. Similarly, if length of x2 is 0 means what? Lowercase letter is missing, so lowercase letter must be used in password. And similarly, we can go for length of x3. If it is 0 means what? Numeric letter must be used in a password. So here something is wrong. Oh, I forgot to close the square bracket. So it says password is accepted because one uppercase letter is there, multiple lowercase letters are there. It's only Ajay. Numeric letters must be used in password. Let's say I'm adding numbers and I'm removing uppercase letter. Uppercase letter must be used in password. Let's say I'm writing complete Ajay in capital. Lowercase letter must be used. So yes, I can use this find all also. So it works fine, and it will tell what is missing. It will simply tell what is missing, whether uppercase letter is missing or lowercase letter is missing or number is missing. This is how you can write it, and it's a big code. It's a lengthy code. Okay, I'm pasting this code in a chat section for your reference. Okay, now Dhruv is asking, sir, what about symbol in case? And x2 needs, okay, thank you Dhruv for correcting my mistake also. And what about symbol? So what about symbol? How can you identify whether there is a symbol or not? How can we check for symbols? So we can use how about symbols? Yes, we can look for symbols also. Can anyone tell me how you can look for symbol? special characters. Let's say, okay, try this thing. Let's say string is equal to ASDF, something like that. Now I want to check whether the particular it contains a special character or not. So let's say I'm creating an array of I'm creating what? Array of symbols, special characters which are acceptable. I'm creating what? Array of special characters which are acceptable, and then I can check whether those special characters are there or not. So let's say here I'm writing tilde symbol. Certain special characters. Okay, I'm saying that these are the only special characters which are allowed. Other special characters are not allowed. So now I can simply check that. Let's say x let's say x is equal to re dot find all. Let's say this symbols in string, and then let's say print symbol. What happened? Some mistake from my end. Okay, unhashable type list. I guess particular things are not allowed. I'll go okay, let's go with few symbols first. Okay, so what's wrong here? Let's say I want to go for one of the characters ASD, and then print X. Thus ASD is there. So if I'm replacing ASD by let's say @ yes, so what's okay? It's working fine that way. Some mistake I'm doing. Let's say these are particular symbols which are accepted. Let's say hash is allowed, @ is allowed, % symbol is allowed, upper caret is allowed. So yes, these are included, and if they are not included, it means it's empty. So this is how we can check whether the special characters are there or not. So Dikshit, I hope I solved your query. Yes, and the simple code is there in chat section. You can try it. You guys can try it on your own. Any other query, Dikshit? This is what we are finding string means what? Yes, Dikshit, you can combine everything also, that we will see shortly. So I cannot cover entire thing in one session. I need one more session. That session I will cover everything in one part. Is it okay, Dikshit? Because there are many functions. Find is there, then sorry, find all is there, then there is a search, then there is a substitute and all. Okay. So There are many things in regular expressions. Then there is a split function and all. So during that we will cover it. Still we have not covered find all completely. Any other doubt? Anyone? No? Okay. So now this is a lengthy code, the entire thing. So if I want to reduce it in one line, if I want to reduce this code to one line or very short line, how can I do it? Let's say I'll add special characters also to it. Let's say x4 is equal to find all. There should be few special characters like a hash, @ dollar. These are allowed special characters in a password. Others are not allowed. And let's say it is hash dollar @ something like this. So how can I write everything in one line? Can I write everything in one line? And I want to check everything at one time. Can I check it? Or can I reduce this code using list comprehension or something like that? Okay, I'm leaving it to you guys. You try this thing on your own. But yes, we can reduce it also. Then if I want to check whether either or condition that it should include this or that kind of thing. So can I try this thing? For example, let's say my string is he is a boy, and I want to look for let's say I have few strings. He is good boy. He is bad boy, and here it's like a he is boy. So let's say it's a string 1, string 2, and string 3. And now let's say I want to check that whether a particular string it contains good or bad. At least it should contain good or it should contain bad. At least one of the word it should contain. So can I write something like this? X is equal to re dot find all, and here can I write something like this? Let's say good or bad. In string 1, and let's say print x. It's a totally different story. If I want to check for two different things or condition, so what change need to be done? Can anyone tell me? There is some logical error here. It's an array. Am I right? If I'll remove it, it will say yes, good is there. What happened? There is some network error, I guess. Guys, can you hear me? Yes. It got executed twice. So in first string, good is there. In second string, bad is there. And in third string, there is neither good nor bad. So neither good nor bad, nothing is there. So we can try this thing. So it's a simple thing. Yes, guys. So And likewise, there are many variations. You can simply search it. Oh, I lost the connection. Okay, it's simple thing where here we can simply check whether it contains both the word, one of the words or not. Sample code is in the chat section. You can refer it. So guys, any doubt till this point? Anyone? No? Okay, good. So let's move to one more thing, that is for search. Now I just see, now find is telling you whether characters are there in the string or not, and if they are, then it's telling you. But now if I want to search where actually a particular character is there, I want to search where actually a particular character is there or particular word. Let's say string is he is boy, and I want to identify where is the character B located. So can I write something like this? Let's say x is equal to re dot search B in a string. And now if I'll print x, so it is saying that match. It is there, B is matched. And what is the span of B? 6 to 7. And instead of B, if I write boy, yes, boy is there. And the span is what? 6 to 9. So yes, we can use it to find the location. We can use it to find the location of a boy or something like that. Now let's say along with print x, let's say if I'm printing x dot start, then it will tell me that yes, x is there and it begins at location 6. So if start is there, can I go for end? It begins at location 6, it ends at location 9. It begins at location 6, it ends at location 9. So yes, boy is there. It is at location 6 in the string and it ends at a location 9, 6, 7, 8. 9 is ending. Let's say I'm going for is. It's at location 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want to extract 5, if I want to extract is, how can I extract? Let's say I'm printing now string of x dot start colon x dot end. So I can extract the exact word is, and that's what is 3 to 5. Means what, if I want to extract it, I need to start from location 3 and I need to end at location 5. And when I say 5, it's a termination criteria. Okay, so I can extract it also. It's not a big deal. So this is how we can use search. So okay, this is not the end of a search. There are many variations, like we saw many variations in find all. There are many variations in search also. So we'll go in those variations one by one. Okay, till now any doubt, guys? Anyone? No? Okay. Let's go for a few more examples. let's say he is a boy and I'm looking for a word girl. What will happen? Okay, none-type object. It says none. So how can I check whether the particular string is there in a not, whether the particular string is there or not in a string, whether a particular word is there in a string or not? How can I check? Can I check something like this? X, if X, let's say print found, else print not found. Can I do something like this? X not found means now can I write, let's say word is not present in the string, and which word? So let's say dot format, I'm like saying calling it as a W, and here I'm writing W is equal to, let's say we are looking for word girl, W. So word, okay, word girl is not present. Okay, here I should write space this. So word girl is not present in the string, and if it is available, then I can write something else in if statement. So let's say here I can write word W is present in the string at location, and here I can write W comma X dot start, and let's say here I am replacing girl with is. So the word is word, this is present in the string at location 3. Okay, let me replace it with boy. Word boy is present in the string at location 6. So we can use search to check whether the particular word is present in the string or not, and if yes, then at which location it is present in the string. Okay, so we'll stop here today. Guys, any doubt or any query? Is there any point that I should repeat at the beginning of next session? Anyone? No? Okay, then this is the end of the session.